Once again, we're back with another video. This time it's going to be on the no BS traps, the beaver trap, the 1.5 here. I got all kinds of steel sitting on the table here. 1.5. Why would I choose no BS over an MB brand? This is the MB 650 for Coyote Traps. Why would I choose no BS over MB brand, or Minnesota brand? When I picked up a couple of these MB 650s here, I was like, and that was after I had the 750. Like, these things are the best traps on the market, bar none. You can't get better than this, right? That was my thought process. You can't get better than these MB brands. Got the spring on the pit spring for Bobcat. I was like, you can't get better than these. These things are built like a tank. They're the best traps made. You can't beat this. You know, best in the market by far. And then all of a sudden, Kendall Obermeyer came around and said, hold my beer. Here's the no BS traps. This thing blows Minnesota brand out of the water by far. Like, there's no comparison. Well, the reason I still have these is because of my brothers, right? But these be going up for sale so fast after mine to pick up some K9 Extremes. Like that. Boom. I'd sell them. You get the K9 Extremes. You can't beat the thickness of the dot. You see the thickness on this one? Then you see the thickness on this one? The thickness is just so much thicker and so much more beefy and just an incredible trap. These, you look at the jaws here. People say weld these because they come undone. On the no BS Extremes, there's nuts on the end of them. There's nuts. They don't come off. They're screwed on. They don't come off when you catch a coyote or bobcat. On these traps, they can come off. In some cases, they get crushed. They'll come off. They can get crushed and break. Yeah, the base plate on these are riveted with nuts. Well, bolts and nuts are in here. They're not welded. You see, they're not welded. They're just nutted in or bolted in. The no BS straps, welded. Welded there. Very high quality. The pan is adjustable very easily. Big old bars on them. I can't even get this open. Whereas I can get the Minnesota brand open. I can't open this if I tried. The Minnesota brand you can. The power in the no BS traps are incredible. So I bought the no BS traps, beaver traps, loved them. Then I looked at, well, why would I continue to buy, you know, Dukes or Bridger 1.5? These little traps are pretty weak, you know, I can set it like that. This is a Duke, 1.5. Muskrat trap, works fine. But I tend to like the heavy traps. I tend to like to go a little overpowered because you never know when you're going to need that extra power. And this trap, pretty light. But wait till you see this. This is the no BS 1.5. This thing is strong. I can't open it. Twice as strong. Not double coiled. Only the double coiled, not 4-coiled. Double coiled, not 4-coiled. The no BS traps are twice as powerful as the Duke 1.5s. Whatever goes in this is not coming out. Raccoon, muskrat, whatever, not coming out. Mink, you name it, they're not coming out of this. By far the best no BS 1.5s. Best 1.5s. I know I watched a video by Immo Trapper. He did a lot of adjusting to it. I didn't find there's a lot of adjusting needed. I just moved the whatever this is called back a little bit, so it has a little more freely set off. That's about it. Not much adjusting on this for me of the ones I had. I know Missouri, or I think assuming it's Missouri, but Immo Trapper sat there and did a 10-minute video on it talking about it. I didn't find much adjusting that needed to it. You could say the ends of these could be welded a little bit, but that's fine. That's no big deal. This one, the 1.5 no BSs are made in China, which that's where I understand it from. No big deal. Anything above the 1.5 no BS, made in the USA. Most Dukes are made in Korea, or overseas like that. Dukes are great traps, but yeah, this one's made in West Point, Miss. So made in Korea, the Dukes. But if I did more leg hold trapping, I don't do a lot of it. I'm a water trapper, body grip trapper. These I'll be running all no BS. Now, I say I use the best trap: Blyles, RBGs, Savage O's, no BS traps. I use all expensive stuff. That's because I trap on private property. I'll tell you this right now: if I went to public property, I'll be using Dukes and Bridgers. That's it. I'm not risking the expensive stuff unless I take not cable stakes, not cable, but I use chain, and I put that chain disposable stake way in the ground, and I'm not letting them pull it out, because if they pull it out, they take your stuff. I want it so far on the ground that I'm gonna have to get an earth anchor puller of some kind. I don't want to be able to pull up on it and rip it out, because then they steal everything. I know Judith and Dan have had Nate 408 make earth anchors 3 times the size, and he had someone come mess with his traps. Beaver traps, they couldn't pull it out of the ground. I messaged Nate, said, what's the availability on these? He said, well, I can't make them because I have to machine them, and they cost a lot of money. I said, that's fine. Definitely love the no BS. So back to why I want to go with Minnesota brand. I'll be honest with you. Minnesota brand, obsolete now that there's no BS. Just the way it is. No BS traps, blow I smell the lures over behind me. They just blow the Minnesota out of the ground. And yeah. No reason why you should be going Minnesota. Only people that I've ever heard say I'll go Minnesota brand are the people that have not tried the no BS brand. Okay? And that's putting it into perspective for you. They just haven't got their hands on it. Maybe they have, but they can't afford it. That's another reason. I'll be honest with you. Maybe they can't afford it, and that's fine. Not everybody can afford the best stuff. I by no means am rich. I just rather save and buy what's good than buy, because usually you get what you pay for. The no BS beaver traps too, on the end of the springs, there's nuts on them. I don't know if I showed that in the last video. They're tightened down nuts. This side there's a nut. They're tightened down like that, so they're not coming off. The Minnesota brand are also, but the Minnesota brand have both jaws locked down on it. Okay, that's good because it's stable, but when you need to set a trap and get your hand under there to night latch it, and you can't night latch it from under the loose jaw, that becomes a problem because then you're risking getting caught. And a lot of people trap on their own. If you get caught in a leg hold, and it's already your earth anchor's already in the ground, you're gonna be sitting there with the trap in hand trying to unscrew stuff, getting that done. You're not gonna be able to. You're gonna be in trouble. So a loose jaw is always preferred. There goes UPS. Is always preferred. I wasn't sure if my setters came yet. I got a setter video coming up for you guys later this week. Unboxing about a lock-in setter. Personally on these Coyote Traps, these have the pit style springs. I prefer the JC Connors. But this is, like I said, this is my brother's trap, so I'm not gonna go be like, you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way. So my brother has the mentality that, you know what, we got it, it's fine, it'll work, whatever, you don't need the best. Me, a person, I like the best. I like to have the best because I know it's gonna last forever and I don't need to buy it again for probably 10, 15, 20 years, right? So the only thing that would make you buy something else is if the designs change, where it's like a simpler design that's more effective. But right now, you can't beat the no BS traps by far, at all. I got 3 of the 1.5s no BS. Amazing trap. I gotta get some Coyote Traps. I'm gonna rig them up for Bobcat and Coyote. They're gonna be the Canine Extremes. The pan on the MB650 is, Jesus, are you kidding me? This has been sitting around a while. Look how stiff that pan is. That thing, my brother wonders why he didn't catch the thing. Thing's so stiff. So gosh dang stiff. That oh man. That's gotta have like 7 pounds of pressure on that thing. You can't this one too. Why do you have so much dang tension on it? You don't want that much tension. What is he doing? You know what? It's my brother. Let him do what he wants. But for me, a nice loose pan. Because what I want them to do is step right down on it and go right into it. Now, cats, when you trap a bobcat, they pounce along, right? They kind of walk along real lightly and pounce along. So I want a light trigger. So when they lightly press on it, they go into it and set it off. If you have a heavy pan tension like this one, right here, that's like, see, that's, now it's hitting the draw, but heavy duty, real heavy pan draw, the bobcat are going to press on it and they're going to get away. My brother didn't catch any bobcat in his 650s. He tried, didn't catch any. He said, we see some on camera now, we might put them out, but I'm like, I'm just going to tell him, you need to loosen the pan tension up or get different traps. So I'm going to tell him that, whether he listens or not, that's up to him. But, yeah. Try the No BS brand. There's nothing bad I can say about it. And I used to be a diehard in Minnesota brand. I used to preach Minnesota brand. The leg holds were the best until, like I said, I picked up the No BS. And I was blown away. Just the sheer weight of them, sheer quality of them. Just, you can't beat it. So a little more about the 1.5. See how thin that is? And see how thick that is? So let's see if I can show that a little better. It's on a drowner because we're going to use it for muskrat and stuff. See how thin that is right there? See how thick that is? The diameter difference on that, let's see if I can show that. See, maybe we'll see that a little better. How am I going to do this? See the diameter thickness? This here is twice the thickness of this base plate. This thing will get crushed. This thing will never get crushed. This thing is a honking trap, the 1.5. And it's swiveled on the end, which is good. This one's swiveled on the end also. But you got to look at this, okay? The chain on the Duke 1.5 is just this loop link. It's not that high quality. The chain on the No BS is actual American chain. This is not the import chain that's long elongated. This is regular American chain. It's the American-made chain, so it's not imported chain. This is the best stuff you can buy. American chain on the traps. Duke loop chain. Minnesota brand, American chain. No BS, American chain. So, the No BS 1.5 is already an upgrade on the chain. Some of them come with 2 swivels. My other one has 3 swivels on it. So, depending on who you order it, how you order it, who you order it from and how you order it, you can get it any way. If you call Kendall Obermeyer up, No BS Lures, you say, I want 3 chains, I want a super steak on there, and I want it, all of it dyed. You could do that. If you want a Coyote Trap, No BS Lures, I want 6 swivels on there, a JC Connor spring, and a super steak with 6 feet of chain all on there. He'll do it for you. Anything you want, if you call them, they will make it for you, right? Anyway, so as soon as you get it, it can go right in the ground. You'll just have to wax it. That's if you want to wax it. You may not even need to wax them, depending on what you're using them for. Coming from Kendall himself, you can order them any way you want. They're 100% customizable. Chains can be customized, all that stuff, swivels, all that. He'll do it any way you want. So right there, you can't do that with Minnesota brand. You can't do that with Duke. You can't do that with Bridger. You can't do that with Montgomery. You can't do that with Victor. Kendall would send it to you any way you order it. Any configuration, anything. So that's why I go with them. I don't want to spend all the time sitting there messing with the swivels and all that chains and all this extra junk when I can just get it from them, have it come, boom, in the ground, put the bait in the lure, put the set, done. That saves me all the prep time, saves me all that time. Only thing, like I said, you need to do is wax it. So that's why I like the No BS. I'll admit, most of mine I have come from different trap supply houses, but that's because I haven't gotten into these Coyote Traps. When I get into the Coyote Traps, I'm going to have it done specifically with a foot of chain with 3 swivels on it, or 18 inches of chain with 3 swivels, to a foot of chain with JC Connor swivel on both ends, then 2 feet of chain, and then to super stake into the ground, 18-inch super stake. Like that. It's going to have a bunch of swivels on it, a bunch of stuff. It's got to be center swiveled. There's no way that animal can jerk, lunge, twist out of nothing. So he'll be 100% safe there, and he'll be there when you catch him. There won't be any suffering. I'm going to have him do my traps the way Kendall does it. Outside lambs, inside lambs. Going to basically do it like you would a live target trap. Because for me, in my state, I don't want anybody getting any idea that, I don't want them to start getting ideas that, oh my gosh, they're hurting animals. I want to make sure the animal's comfortable. I own dogs. I know what it's like to have animals. So I'm not a softie. I'm a trapper. Okay. But also the animal welfare in mind. I also want to do that because if my government says, or my state says, you need to do this, or change the laws, I will have the trap ready to go as is. Okay. So they can add inside lambs, outside lambs, do whatever they want to do with the laws, and I'll be ready to go into the ground. Okay. So that's why I prefer the no BS. I can order them however I want. These Minnesota brand, if you can't get the no BS brand, Minnesota will be fine. Next step down, I haven't had any Oneida Victors, but I'm assuming Oneida Victor, Bridger, right in there. Then you got the Dukes. Buy what you can afford. Do what you can afford to them within your laws. And whatever you do, don't do anything stupid. Don't trap around animals, houses. It's our job as trappers to take our sets, and if there's any animals around, or house animals, domestic animals, we move. It's our job to prevent that as much as it is the homeowner's job to keep their animals inside and locked up. Okay? There's so much we could do that I see people on social media being like, oh, I don't care. That's their fault. It's all their fault they put the animal came to my trap. Well, not really, because you could take your traps and move them. All I ask is you take preventative measures to prevent it. You don't set along busy roads. You don't set along stuff where there's a house right down the road on a main road and set 10 feet from the road. I saw a video on social media. 10 feet from the road, and these trees are staggered, and there's a very clean road. It looked like it was someone's driveway set 10 feet from the road, and 2 dogs come up and are walking all over the set. And another thing, he had a Ring camera, doorbell camera, with connection, so I knew he wasn't out in the middle of nowhere, and so it just made us look bad. We need to do whatever we can to prevent us from looking bad, because in Oregon, they're trying to pass a law. There's no killing of any kind, fish, trapping, hunting, nothing. They're trying to get rid of it completely. And it is on the ballot. And that's bad. They tried to pass stuff similar to that for the last 6-7 years. It hasn't passed. But this year, I'm a little worried because it's actually on the ballot and it's going to the vote. And that's not good. You know how in Oregon, I'm about 20 minutes from Portland. A lot of PETA, animal activists, crazy people, and mostly of all things, are uneducated. And if you have questions, ask in the comments. I'm gonna have much more respect for you if you ask and want to learn about it. You don't have to like it, but ask questions. We want to help educate you, not in educate you in the sense that you're an idiot or something like that. Educate you in the sense that we want to help you understand so you better understand what's going on. We aren't here to make you out to be the bad guy. We're here to help you understand what's going on, and maybe when you understand what's going on, we won't look as bad to you. Because we aren't doing this to hurt animals. We aren't doing this to break animals' bones. These traps don't break bones. They have no teeth on them right there. That has been outlawed for ages. They don't break bones. Another snippet, I was on social media. One of the guys in Russia, they took one of these traps, set it, took a glass bottle, put a sleeve on the outside of it, just so if it broke, it wouldn't cut anything. Took the glass bottle, put it in here, and it slammed on the glass bottle. Did not break the glass bottle's neck. So they don't break bones. They don't even break the glass bottle. Okay? And you would think metal slamming into glass would break. It doesn't break the glass bottle. They're made so they don't hurt animals. Okay? It's like a handcuff. It holds the animal. That's it. And we don't, as trappers, we don't want fur damage. Fur damage or damage to the animal makes us lose money. And as the market is, we don't make a lot of money as is. So any fur damage is absolutely horrible for us. And so we don't want fur damage just as much as the antis don't want the trap and don't want anything hurting the animals. It's not, they'll say it's not comfortable, it's going to hurt the animal. We don't want anything to happen to the animal. We don't want it hurt at all. We want it to be held there. So if we catch a target that we're not targeting, we can release it and it'll be perfectly fine. Okay? These don't cut off circulation. They don't do any of that stuff. They simply hold the animal. They simply close and hold the animal. That's it. Okay. So if you're looking for no BS traps, that's why one of the reasons I go with no BS is early in the video, and we kind of got off on a tangent, but no BS is the best traps. They're welded. They're super heavy duty. The base of them is twice as thick as other traps. They weigh more. Very high quality. One of the reasons I like giving Kindle my money is he reminds me of one of my dad's friends. My dad's friends, if you hunt geese, you probably know of Dave Smith decoys or DSD decoys. Dave Smith is a friend of mine. He's an entrepreneur. He has his own company. He's a sculptor. He sculpts every decoy by hand and then puts them into production. Kindle reminds me a lot of him, and it's hard. All the work that Dave's done over the years, Kindle reminds me a lot of Dave. So that's why I like supporting him. And I recognize hard work and the dedication Kindle has for his business. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know if you like where I talk about the products, go off kind of talking about it, or you like seeing them more, what you like seeing. Have a great day. Hopefully trapping comes soon for you. I know November 15th frost, but that's when deer's going on. Then we're going to go out December 10th and put steel in the ground. Have a great day.